On Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we had the Bushiroad Strategy Presentation for Weiss Schwarz and Rebirth For You. This one was a lot shorter than the previous ones because they actually had Vanguard on a completely separate stream. I won't be covering the Vanguard one because this is a Weiss Schwarz channel. So they do these presentations about 2 or 3 times a year, and we're going to just recap what happened. If you missed the stream, a link to the raw stream will be below, as well as the pre-stream hangout that we did on this channel, and the actual watch along as well. Timestamps are available if you just want to watch certain parts of the presentation. And with that, let's get started with non-card game news first. Bushiroad has announced that they are going forward with their events, and the dates for those events will be shown at a later time. Those are going to be the Big Vanguard Festival, Shirokuro Fest, Rebirth Fest, the Bushiroad Card Fight, and the WGP. So pretty much all of the typical tournaments minus Buddy Fight. Rest in peace. Japan is currently facing a third wave of COVID-19 in the country because of the extremely relaxed, late, and inefficient response to COVID that Japan has been facing. We need to stop pretending that Japan is an amazing, progressive, and futuristic utopia because it totally isn't. Either way, no word if this is going to be online only or extremely limited like last year's tournament. It's been almost a year with this virus. We have some information on BushiNavi, and it is all information that we knew, so I'm just gonna gun right through it. BushiNavi is the Bushiroad tournament app. You are able to search for tournaments, sign up for them. You will have your own player ID. You are able to find table numbers and have little titles for joining and winning tournaments. And it has a direct link with Decklog, which is another Bushiroad service where you could create decks to register for said tournaments. Like I mentioned before, we already knew all of this information, so that was more of a refresher of what the app could do, and I would love for this to come to the English market. One reason is because I'm tired of waiting in line for my turn to scan the stupid QR code at those tournaments. You know what I'm talking about. The app really does streamline the tournament experience, and it makes it more user-friendly. And hey, tournaments might actually be shorter because we're gonna be saving a lot of time. Either way, here is the important screen. Again, only in Japan. They're going to playtest the app, and they are going to officially launch it on March 1st. And now we are going to Rebirth For You for their announcements. This man comes out. I actually don't know his name. I'm sorry. If you know his name, let me know in the comments below. With the fakest crowd shears. Like, Bushiroad, you honestly couldn't afford more than that 3-second sample of crowd shearing? Just to make it clear, YouTube has a 10-hour loop of crowd cheering that you could have downloaded. And the camera shutters were so loud, holy shit. Anyway, he comes out to announce Rebirth For You. Nothing suspicious there. He's just announcing that we're gonna talk about Rebirth For You. That's it. Rebirth For You is going to have 3 tournaments. A Title Cup, which is the exact same thing in Weiss Schwarz, Rebirth Fest, and they are collaborating with C-Labo, which is a Japanese card shop chain for something called Rabo Bushi Ribasu Kanibaru, or Lab Bushi Rebirth Carnival. No information on the last one, but my guess is that's going to involve a tournament of some sort in the C-Labo stores that are scattered throughout Japan. Rebirth For You anime gets a second set on June 25th. Hololive Production is getting a special deck that will be released once per month for 3 months, and they will cost a total of 8,000 yen. So about 75 USD with no shipping. Deck 1 will be Gen 0 and 4. Deck 2 will be Gen 1 and Games. And the last one is Gen 2 and 3. Here is your set info. It will come with a deck, 2 trial decks which are reprints, a special storage box, 3 partner cards, a manual, and a special card pack. So you are actually getting a lot of things for 8,000 yen, and honestly, it does seem kind of worth it. It's pretty nice. Hololive tournaments will be held from January to August, and you are able to obtain these PR cards. We have the 4 available with all of their effects, and the last 4 will be revealed at a later time. So apparently the Pecora card is meta. I'm not too sure about the Rebirth For You meta, but it's something, if you're trying to get one of these cards, supposedly that's the one you want to get. Bang Dream episode of Roselia 1 is a special pack. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but this is going to come out on April 23rd. What I think is that special packs are kind of their way of saying extra booster sets. Only Roselia is going to be in this special release. And speaking of pilfering Buddy Fight's dead corpse for series, we are getting Gridman. Deja vu. So yeah, Gridman did go to Buddy Fight again. Rest in peace. And now Gridman is coming to Rebirth For You. And there was a lot of people in my chat, especially in the pre-stream, saying that they wanted SSSSSSSSS Gridman to come to Weiss Schwarz. Just to rub salt in the wound, we are also getting Dynazon. There is currently no release date. Again, a lot of people in my chat wanted Gridman to come to Weiss Schwarz. And the fact that they're getting the sequel series in Rebirth For You kind of sucks. Speaking of things that I wanted in Weiss Schwarz, Higurashi is coming to Rebirth For You. I fucking lost it when I saw this coming. Oh man, I wanted this to, oh my god. No date yet. Also, they did a fake out, but that did not fool anyone. Fucking New Japan Pro Wrestling is coming to Rebirth For You. In this video over here, Stock Swap Games and I talked about the crossover appeal of New Japan Pro Wrestling and anime card games. Cutesy anime card games. We landed that there really isn't any crossover between the two because someone mentioned that, oh, New Japan Pro Wrestling, like, if it comes to Weiss Schwarz, that'd be cool. And we were like, oh, that's stupid. That'll never happen. Here we are. Technically, I'm still correct because it's not in Weiss. It's in Rebirth For You. Oh, man. That's fucking wild. And after that, we were given the Weiss Schwarz news. Weiss Schwarz is currently celebrating their 13th anniversary right now, and they showed a neat little video showing Weiss Schwarz throughout the years. They showed the first reveal of the game, a couple early tournaments, and a lot of people in chat had awful flashbacks during this part when they showed Nisekoi in a tournament setting. Here is a special illustration from Fujima Takuya, also known as the artist for Dark Days and Vivid Strike. There is going to be a special 13-year anniversary event for the entire month of April, where you're able to have this art as a participation PR, and the winner and one random person can win it as a playmat. No information on the tournament yet. That will be revealed at a later time. And with that, let's get on with the releases. The Day I Became a God was announced on the last presentation, but we finally have a release date. The trial deck and booster boxes are out on the same day, which is a bit uncommon these days, and they will be released on May 28th. We did not receive a new Data Live booster set, but we have Date a Bullet extra booster set. It's close enough. I'll take it. That will be out on May 14th, and no word if this is going to be Neo Standard with Data Live, but it will most likely will. Get your Kurumi cards now, my friends. Well, actually, it's kind of a little too late because this already has been announced, but I do expect those Kurumi cards to just start skyrocketing. Side note, I do expect this to come to English. We have a new Symphogear set, Senki Zesho Symphogear XV. Or is it 15? I think it's 15, which will be out on June 11th. No comments about Symphogear. Like, it's not really for me. Like, I tried watching it. I'm not like the biggest fan. But a lot of people in my chat were excited for this, and I am happy that they got something announced that they all do like. Gochi Usa Bloom is coming July 16th. Again, like I mentioned in my stream, if you are sub to my channel and you do watch This Week in Weiss Schwarz, you kind of felt or you kind of knew that this was coming to Weiss Schwarz ahead of time. There was a PR card in the Blu-ray release, and generally when they do that, this is a clear sign that a certain series is going to come to Weiss Schwarz. But she just doesn't give anything Weiss Schwarz PR cards if they're not coming to Weiss. Get away from me. You are not welcomed here. The Fruit of Grisaya Volume 2 is coming out in August with no set date. This is going to contain scenes from Fruit of Grisaya, the Labyrinth of Grisaya, and the Eden of Grisaya. You could tell because of the logos near the bottom. I was expecting Phantom Trigger because that is more of a newer series and it's kind of like a reboot of Grisaya as a whole, but this is welcomed as well. Here's an interesting one. Morphonica is getting a TD on May 14th, and no, we are not getting a new girls band party set. We are actually getting an extra booster set featuring the two new bands, Morphonica and Reze Solon, that is going to be released on July 2021. This is smart because instead of giving support to all 7 bands, they're going to focus on the bands that have the least amount of cards in their card pool. I am interested to see what cards are going to come in the set. We have this. You already knew this was going to be announced. We have some information about the new Love Live set, but it is all stuff we knew, and here's some card art from the booster pack that might be the SP card. I like this one. I don't know why, but her character design just speaks to me. Assault Lily finally has a release date of April 9th. If you do not know, they have delayed this set for a good while, and no one really cared that it was been delayed, but it's nice that it has a release date now. And lastly, this is the only set to receive a trailer. World Trigger is coming to Weiss Schwarz sometime in the fall of 2021. World Trigger is a damn good manga. I haven't seen the anime, but I have read the manga, and I really do like it. It's pretty damn enjoyable. I would love if maybe the SP or the super rare art would use the manga art. I think that would be really, really nice. Then some dudes came out, they all patted themselves on the back, and then the stream ended. And there we have it. We have a recap of the Winter 2021 strategy presentation. I actually am glad that they gave this a name because I kept calling them keynotes in like my previous videos, which is, you know, this is what it is. Either way, here are my thoughts. Weiss Schwarz? Pretty damn disappointing, especially if you compared it with previous ones or even the one from last year. I do cover these and I have been covering them since my channel started, and these are usually very, very hype and very exciting. This one, not so much. For me, there were a lot of sequel sets that I'm not interested in. I do like Bang Dream, but I really don't like Morphonica or Raise Solon as much. Raise Solon, like, a little bit. Like, I do like their songs, but not their band as a whole. I have no opinion on Symphogear, Gochiusa, Assault Lily, or the new Love Live. Those are all fine picks, but those are all sequel series, and they're just not for me. Data Bullet might be cool, and I am a little intrigued in World Trigger. The God one? I haven't watched it. I don't know if it's good or not. So now, Rebirth For You. Holy shit, that was fucking hype for sure. They got a series that many people wanted in Weiss Schwarz, but you know, they gave it to Rebirth For You. And they also got the sequel set as well, which is kind of unfathomable. They didn't give that to Buddy Fight. Higurashi was not a series that I expected in Rebirth For You or fucking New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, that is insane. The whole idea of Rebirth For You when they first started, which I think we have a year of Rebirth For You being in the card game market. The whole point of Rebirth For You was that their art was going to be chibi art, and I think they stopped that at HoloLive because they just don't have like chibi art there. That's just completely thrown out of the window at this point. You can't make chibi art of SSS Gridman. I forgot an S there, didn't I? Yeah. There isn't really going to be any chibi art for Higurashi. So now that they kind of let go of that restriction of just being chibi art, that just opens the floodgates for more series to come into Rebirth For You. And honestly, when they first announced that it's going to be all chibi art, I thought that, wow, that's really restricting. But I'm sure that they'll be able to take the series that won't really fit well with Weiss Schwarz over to Rebirth For You. Not like this. Also, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kenny Omega signed card? Let's go. So back on topic, people in the community also pitted Weiss Schwarz and Precious Memories together because Precious Memories has a lot of series that we want in Weiss Schwarz, like Snafu, Yuru Camp, Cells at Work, and We Never Learn. At least those are the ones that I would like. We do get stray series like Konosuba and Quintessential and Quintuplets to Weiss Schwarz, but now Weiss Schwarz is going to be pitted against Precious Memories and Rebirth For You for their series. For Rebirth For You being a cutesy anime card game, taking Gridman, Higurashi, and New Japan Pro Wrestling is really big. I'm probably going to pick up Rebirth For You now. Bushiroad is really pushing for Rebirth For You to be the next best thing. It might just be. And with that, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.